Hey, what's up, everybody? Rob Anderson, Clean Power Wash, Salisbury, Maryland. Um, Someone was just asking me about they're trying to replace their 12 volt or add a booster to their 12 volt system, or considering getting gas powered, udor or zeta pump or one of the comet p3610s. Um, Russ sells one called Liquid Force or under his branding. Um, Powered by a little Subaru or Honda or whatever motor. Sunbright also sells one, probably 150, 200 bucks more, called the Roofster. Same thing. Um, Really, the the gas powered machine is going to give you better psi and flow. Plain and simple. There's no arguing that. 10 gallons a minute versus 5 or 7. I mean, that right there is the big deciding thing there. Um, Space wise, a booster takes up a little less space, but then you have all the different components if you're running it through a proportioner. Um, if we take proportioner out of the equation, hands down, I would go gas over booster, 100%, because of the added performance and flow. Now, if we're talking about with a booster pump or with the proportioner, then yes, go with the booster, because at this point there's not a system of check valves or anything that's in play at this point to allow the high draw proportioner to work. Oh, basically something over 10 gallons a minute. That's really the big thing there. So I mean, if that was able to be done, and I have a feeling that it will be. It's just a matter of getting those valves to actually work with that high flow, because you need slightly bigger valves, and it probably costs a good bit more for the components if you were to do that. The other nice thing for, again, disregarding the proportioner, for the gas machine over a booster would be that if you have a mixed tank, the way that the gas power machine is, it's sucking from your mixed tank, and then if you're on the trigger, it's spraying onto the house. If you're not on the trigger, it's bypassing back to the tank. So you get to the job, you've got a little bit of leftover mix, or you've thrown your components in there. By the time basically you start up your machine, walk over to the house, let's just say it takes you a minute or two. That's been bypassing another 10 gallons, 20 gallons of mix back into your mix tank. So that's stirring everything up. It's getting everything mixed nicely. It's also reactivating a little bit of your mixture that's been sitting still basically overnight or during the day or whatever you've been doing. Booster is just going to suck and shoot it at the other end. It's not going to bypass it back to the tank. So again, without the proportioner, if you were using just a booster, if that mix has settled, if whatever, it's just not going to be as well mixed up at that point. So that would be the vote in favor of the gas powered system again. But once you throw a proportioner into it, air system or booster or 12 volt. I don't like the lack of reliability of 12 volts. And just the fact that a 5 gallon a minute 12 volt usually for me puts out about 3 gallons a minute. The booster has been much more true in regards to its performance overall flow wise for that. I have no experience with the air systems, but I've heard that they are pretty consistent as well when you talk about actual flow and pressure and everything. So hope that helps, guys. Have a great night. Again, there's not a single perfect piece of equipment. Find what works well for you with your process, and also understand that eventually you're going to upgrade to something bigger, better, faster, stronger, whatever. So anyways, have a great night. Thanks.